I don't care if you've been waiting for Fuda Ada Wong clips all night. If you up smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Vista. Smoke me out, fam, with all the dank shit. On my left, your boy Blue.
I have mixed drinks for feelings. I'm just saying.
On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos. Choke through out of the threes and fours. Chronos.
Man, it's been a pretty crazy couple of weeks for gaming and announcements, but it's almost like we should have an event that was maybe 2 to 4 days long, and it was in LA, Southern California, and we could start. One thing could be a letter, the next one could be a number. I don't know. We just call it E3. Call it a wrap instead of having 2.5 weeks of random gaming news. Anyway, this is just my thoughts.
Old Ninja's in the wind. Stitch may not join. He may be in the wind too, but we back up in this motherfucker for you. What stats we starting with?
All right, first, let's see. Listen of the week will be once again our boy Steve. Thank you very much. Actually, in the audio in general has been a marked uptick in listens, so thank you very much.
You're killing it.
Yeah, we're getting like thousands, more than thousands every week. It's quite nice. If only we got paid to do this.
For the millions and millions. No, go ahead.
And for those in the chat, let's see, I don't think there's anybody yet. We had technical difficulties previously. There we go. Killer Frost, and he can hear us. I fixed it. Sorry, there was an update. We were going on a kind of a long thing, maybe like 15 minutes.
Yep.
And then someone was like, we can't hear. When I sort of figured something was wrong because I didn't see the levels when we started. So I should have just trusted my instincts and just figured that shit out. So live and you learn.
All good. We back up. We back up here. We'll do the quickest of quick. One rest in piss rather than R.I.P. Pat Robertson from the 700 Club in his 90s. Shitty person, very, very hateful, anti-everybody, anti-Haitian, anti-Black American, anti-gay.
Anti-anything but white man.
Yeah, exactly. Really thought that basically earthquakes and tornadoes were God's revenge for abortion happening. A terrible, terrible person. Rest in piss and fuck you forever.
Yeah. I hope he goes.
He made it to his 90s. God damn.
I hope he goes.
Somebody tried to take him earlier.
I hope he goes to the gay as hell.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the other thing too is like people need to understand like the whole thing of all that evil will make you die earlier. No, it fucking won't. Look at the fucking Emperor Palpatine. Like evil does not die easily.
Dude came back.
Yeah. And he didn't even get like some crazy like fucked up disease like pancreatic cancer or something like that. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't think he died painfully.
No.
Same thing with that woman who claimed that the kid touched her. Is it Elliot? Eli?
Oh yeah, I forget her name.
What's the boy's name?
Caroline.
Oh yeah, Caroline Bryant, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That fucking piece of shit. Yep. All right, let's do a happier one for a real. All right.
Well, it's happier, but not really. I mean, it kind of sucks still.
Oh, yeah.
Ian McGinty, who worked on Invader Zim and Adventure Time and Bee and Puppy something.
Bee and Puppy Dog.
Bee and Puppy Dog. No, it's like
Puppy Cat.
There we go.
Yeah.
Puppy Dog. It's a normal thing. Puppy
you
Cat.
had 2 chances to get that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he passed away this week at the age of 38, so super young. A very talented artist, and it sucks that somebody passed away that young. You know what I think they should have done is just taken life out of Pat Robertson and gave it to Ian McGinty.
Yeah.
That would have been appropriate. And if he was gay, that'd be even more perfect. I'm just saying.
Yep.
There should have been a Shirigami that could take people's life, just add it up to other people's.
Yeah.
For real. All right. We were doing this for the first time. Let's get into some motherfucking gaming news. Kronos, you were kind of starting it off and setting the stage.
Yes, I was. As I alluded to in my intro, there was past 2 weeks have been like a shitload of gaming news. This week, they kind of blurs together the weeks, but
yeah.
There was an Xbox showcase, which is actually quite impressive for once, because Xbox has not really focused on games for a very long time. So seeing all these games that were announced, even though some of them, actually a lot of them were not exclusives, but it's okay. Like you got something, you put something out there. Fable, which is going to be an exclusive, um, got announced, which people are probably really happy about. I didn't really get into the games. I know that they're a really good American RPG. It had that dude from I forget the name of that goddamn show. He's the black dude with a big afro, and he had this IT show in England. I used to watch a lot. Um, but yeah, it was basically just no real gameplay. It just had a really cool cinematic where he was a giant, and it was funny. So that was pretty cool. South of Midnight was another one just got announced. I'm not sure if it's an exclusive, but the main character, it's a heroine, black
Oh, I
woman.
know you.
You saw it?
No, for it's called the show you're talking about is called
The
the
IT
IT
crowd.
crowd,
Yeah, that's what it is.
and it
Yeah,
had and the guy's name is
Richard
Richard
Ayoade.
yeah, that's him.
Ayoade. Pretty sure.
He always had that like funky like fro thing going on for a bit,
Yes.
kind of like a Gumby.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, South of Midnight looked like a black woman demon hunter type person. Uh, Looked okay. I mean, it was just a cinematic, so it's hard to tell any of these games with just cinematics. So it's kind of irritating when it's just so cinematics, but it's something. Star Wars Outlaws, which I think nobody was expecting. Um, it was announced at the Xbox showcase as just a cinematic, and then on the Ubisoft, it's a Ubisoft game on the Ubisoft showcase, they showed gameplay, and it's basically Red Dead Redemption 2 in fucking space. So, and you shoot first. You're a scoundrel, and she shot first a bunch of times. 33 Immortals. Did you guys see the Star Wars Outlaws?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think?
Looks really good. I don't have any problems with it. I think I saw the whole thing. There weren't a whole crazy lot of lightsabers,
I
from
don't
what
think
I
there was
recall.
any. Yeah, there's just
Yeah,
her doing scoundrel shit. Just basically like,
yeah. Which is, I mean, blasters are fun as well. Don't get me wrong.
As long as
But
you're hitting their target.
yeah,
yeah, or she
exactly,
was.
exactly. Yeah. So I mean, sure. Obviously, right now, Jedi Fallen Order is kind of the big hot shit for Star Wars open world ish games. So the more the merrier. More Star Wars fun.
This one looked actually. So I don't think the Star Wars Survivor and stuff. That's not really open world. It sort of is, but sort of not. You know
Okay.
what I mean? It's more like you're driven in a certain direction. This one looks
Yeah.
like really open world.
Yeah, you're right. It does have some linear aspect. I haven't played the sequel that Old Ninja keeps raving about, but you're right. There is a path to it. Like you have to go a certain path to complete the game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm gonna skip the
And
ones that are. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm looking at. I was gonna say I'm looking at some of the footage from for Star Wars Outlaw, and the actress who is doing like the mocap for it, is pretty hot. But overall, I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty like an exciting game.
Yeah, no,
It
actually,
almost like kind of gives a what's the game? Metal Gear Solid feel to it, because you got like the little creature that like
Sneaking
runs
around.
around like do little things for you and stuff.
yeah, little DD.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, this is a great time to release a game like this because Andor was fucking dope. And Andor was one of the best, if not the best, Star Wars thing in ages, if not ever. And so it shows that you don't really need the Jedi to push a story narrative and to really show something really entertaining. So having somebody that's basically, not a Lando, but God damn it, I forgot
Han?
his name. Han. Yeah, there
Han
we
Solo?
go. Han Solo. You got a guy that's like a Han Solo running around. You got your own ship. You got your own droid. This big hulking thing. I forgot his name. But yeah, they seemed really, really cool. So hopefully it is going to be cool. Hopefully Ubisoft doesn't fuck it up. I'm gonna skip some of the non AAA titles. So
Go ahead.
Payday 3 was one that got announced. Just just kind of a cinematic thing. There's a lot of Persona games that got announced, but I'm not really a Persona guy. I know people are. I know Persona 5 was dope. And I think, Prodigy, did you play the 4 one on the Vita?
I played four Golden on the Vita. Arguably, it's the best Vita game. I know very few people have a Vita, and
Yeah,
five
that's a
was
high standard.
5 and 5 Royale were excellent. So I'm glad they're even bigger in Japan. Like they all hit fucking hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know anybody who played 3 or 2 or 1 or whatever. So it'll be interesting. This is a remake, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. There's a bunch of remakes and some ones that might be new, but I don't know because I don't really play the games.
Hmm.
Let's see. Another one that got announced kind of out of nowhere too was Avowed, which is an Obsidian game, which
Huh.
Obsidian did. Fallout 4, I think New Vegas, or maybe Fallout 4 the whole thing. They did
Yeah.
a few. They're really good. Like they're kind of like Elder Scrolls games. They're like old school Bethesda games. Um,
Here's my question, and I'm not completely shitting on the studio because they've made some excellent games, but the last few have ran like shit. Like Fallout 4, I fell through the goddamn floor into the ceiling a billion fucking times.
yes, I'm not. I think they
I
did
fucking
the.
saw that.
I think they did the New Vegas one, not the 4. I could be wrong though, because I feel like they're the ones that did sort of the. Hold on, give me a second. Let me pull up like their actual games. But I know there's like because there's a bunch of studios within Bethesda now, and some of them are shittier than others. I mean, look at
Yeah,
Redfall. So
yeah. But yeah, Fallout has been hit or miss, and 76 didn't do well either.
it's doing better now, but they definitely didn't work on that one.
Yeah.
So okay, so yeah, so they did the Outer Worlds, which is great. It was not there was no problems with that game at all.
I like that one.
Yeah,
That
I
was a
like
good
that
time.
one a lot. They did a really they did a game that I never played called Pentiment, which got really good reviews. Grounded, which got decent reviews. I'm already talking about Outer Worlds. They did a Stick of Truth. That's fucking weird. All right.
Those were fun games too.
Yeah, Pillars
Is
of
that South
Eternity.
Park?
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah,
it South
South Park.
Okay, so yeah, they did Fallout New Vegas, and they did Knights of the Republic 2,
Oh, those were good.
and Neverwinter Nights 2, Alpha Protocol. So they have some solid games.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what else is on here. Hellblade 2 got some more gameplay ish type stuff. Um, Dragon Infinite Wealth. Oh, I don't care about that one. There's a new there's a new Fallout 76 DLC coming out called Atlantic City. Go see some titties. I'm just saying. They announced a new Forza called Forza Motorsports, but they're all kind of the same. So
Well, and I know he's in the chat. Shout out to B-Boy Frost. I know he had a whole squad playing Fallout 76. I mean, it's like you said, Kronos. Supposedly, it's improved. It has some MMO elements that are fucking fun.
yeah,
And if they're still adding DLC, what is this? 3-4 years later, maybe 5 years later? That's great.
yeah, yeah,
Avatar like a last Airbender or like Avatar the Wake of the Water? Or are we talking about a whole different Avatar?
The water.
No, I'm talking about the Fallout 76.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you said Avatar. That Bebop Frost was playing Avatar.
We'll talk about the Avatar game in a little bit because that one actually did look really good too. That was on the Ubisoft announcements though, which is coming out. Like I said, there was like a lot of announcements. So there was one called The Path of the Goddess, which is like a trippy looking Japanese horror hack and slash, which looked pretty cool. DLC. So Overwatch 2, there was an interesting announcement because a couple of months ago, Blizzard said that there was not going to be any PVE for Overwatch 2. I remember this specifically. And now there's going to be PVE and new game modes, but you got to pay $15 for it. So I'm just like, how about I just pay for the normal game and you just unlock everything? I mean, I don't mind doing that. I don't if the free to play thing where you have to keep paying so much money to where it ends up being the cost of the game anyway. Like I don't got time. No, ain't nobody got time for that. I got bronchitis. Yep. All right.
This remains the most perplexing sequel of all fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, remember how excited everybody was about Overwatch 1 and all these fun characters and team-based shooter and all of that stuff. And it had a great launch and it lingered in the, as one of the best games from, what did it come out, like 15 or 2016 for the rest of that decade. It was one of the top games. And this one literally, it's a weird sequel. It replaces, you can't play Overwatch 1.
Yeah, that's so weird.
You fucking bought it. We all bought it, and you can't play it. And your trophies kind of transfer over to Overwatch 2. Like Chronos said, it's free to play, but now you're doing PvE with paying. You talk about confusing marketing for the average person. If you don't pay close fucking attention to Activision and fucking Overwatch and all the fucking news and updates, you're going to be lost as hell. Even if you loved Overwatch 1.
Yeah, I hope that they don't do like a similar thing with Diablo 4 because Diablo 4 right now, even though some people are complaining about the some of the like pay stuff, which I haven't paid anything extra so far, but I know there's like certain things that if you want them, you got to pay for them. But I'm like, there's mostly cosmetic shit, or I'll
Yeah.
just find shit that's cool looking. So I know some stuff is not just cosmetic, but I'm fine. Just I have had no problem playing the game so far without having to buy anything other than
Yep.
the game.
Same.
So
Same here.
yeah,
But it's not like pay to win, right? Like you can buy like upgraded weapons and stuff like that to
so
beat the game.
so far no, and I'm playing on a veteran mode, so and
Okay.
I'm fine. I've died a couple times, but yeah, it's because I wasn't doing enough minion management, so it gets complicated. Um, all right, the Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty got announced. Well, it was already announced a long time ago, but Johnny Silverhand is back, along with Idris Elba's character. I don't know what his name is though. City Skylines too. Got it. Go ahead.
Wait, for Cyberpunk, isn't that's Keanu Reeves' character, right? The
Johnny
silver
Silverhand.
arm, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's gonna be a playable character this time around, right? Because before he was just like a
No, I don't think he's playable.
NPC.
He's just maybe. I mean, he was playable technically in the first one. So
I have a question about Cyberpunk.
yeah,
Obviously, we talked about this fucking launch forever when that shit all went down. What was that 2020 or whatever the fuck?
yeah.
It's 3 years later. Is there a true PS5 version, or are you playing the 4 version just on the 5?
No, there's a 5 version. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it's gotten a lot better.
Okay.
So I just haven't had time to like sit down and like play the game because there's been like so many good games that have come out, recently. So I mean, right now I'm literally playing Diablo 4, Tears of the Kingdom, and I just played the Final Fantasy 16 demo today, and I beat it. So yeah, I'm like kind of back and forth between 2 games, and then when Final Fantasy 16 comes out, I'll probably play that one too. It'll be in the mix.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'll talk about that one later though. Let's see, where was I? City Skylines 2, which looks like a really cool Sim City, but like way more technical in urban planning. So if you like urban planning, that's going to be your game. And also, you're a nerd. There's a really cool game that looks cool anyway. It's just the cinematics. Was Clockwork Revolution, which is like a steampunk FPS that looks like Bioshock. So, Prodigy, this is right up your alley. Definitely
There
check
you
it out. They also announced the new Xbox Series S. It's the 1 terabyte Carbon Black Edition, which is cool. And then, if you want the Series S, that would be cool. But because it's a larger, more space, more capacity, and it's black, and everything black is better. I'm just saying. Starfield. We also got like a 45-minute huge walkthrough on Starfield. Yes, it looks dope, but I mean, they just dropped a turd this year. Probably a different, team that's doing it. And I know that the Doom team got with the rest of Bethesda to work on the graphics for Starfield. So that's good because the Doom games were dope like heroin. So we will see. It looks really good. It looks like what No Man's Sky probably should have been. It's technically more, better looking, the gameplay mechanics look dope. I mean, they showed hardcore, shooting and, space combat and all these other things. Like, it looks like you can do like a lot of shit. And the customization, making your character, seems like it's pretty diverse as well. So, I mean, fingers crossed that we will get a great game. It's been pushed back a couple times, but like I said, just when it's done, release it. Like, don't release a buggy game because nobody's gonna have the patience for that at this time. They said it's their least buggy game ever, but I'm like, well, it's not released, so it's easy to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And here's the thing. I am certainly not some like super technical person in terms of like graphics or whatever, but the internet, of course, was all up in arms because didn't they announce that it was like 30 frames per second? They were like, what the fuck, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back. I get into this argument kind of all the time. I mean, most people are used to 30 frames per second. Unless you have a certain kind of TV, which actually, I mean, they're pretty cheap now, so you probably do at this point.
Yep.
But it shouldn't really detract that much from your gameplay. Like it really shouldn't. Especially depending on how the game is actually displayed. I'll give you a perfect example. Tears of the Kingdom. Probably it's probably like 24 frames per second. I don't really give a shit. But the way the game is played is it's at a slower pace, so it doesn't really matter that the frames per second is slower. Like if you had a bunch of fast action shit, then yeah, that would be kind of annoying to have like a lower frame rate because then to me even it would be noticeable. But if it's at like a slower pace, like it shouldn't be that noticeable. And it's hilarious to me how console gamers are so up in arms about frame rates now when PC gamers, that was like one of the reasons why they didn't want to go to consoles was because of frame rates and technical, you know, issues with, you know, just that everything looked better on the PC. And then now that consoles have really caught up to the PCs, now PC gamers are doing the same thing. It's like, I mean, come on, guys, you sound just as fucking annoying as PC gamers did back then. So let's just if you don't want to play the game over fucking what 30 extra or 30 less frames per second, maybe, then I guess don't buy it, you know. But
Well, but the other thing is, let me give everybody a fucking secret. There's going to be pro versions of our current consoles. It's going to fucking happen. And there's going to be upgrades, you know, and if the game is really good, they'll probably even fucking resell it to your ass in a few years as a remake, a prettier version or whatever. I mean, if the game is good, the game is good. More than likely, there will be a version at some point later on, or a console or something that makes it look even better later on, if it's a hit. So I wouldn't worry that much. I don't know.
yeah,
It's just weird. It's weird.
I'm not worried either. But you know, what's also kind of funny is that I wish they would take a poll because what I find actually sort of annoying is that for my PS5, even for the Xbox Series X, you have to pick between performance and quality, and I'm like, there's already a trade off you have to do to do this. I'm like, if we're not at a level where you can have both, then I mean, this generation is just not ready for it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just not ready to give you all the fidelity that you want, that you all of a sudden want because it didn't matter in the previous generations. Like nobody cared about frame rates before this generation of games. They were just like, oh, 30 frames per second, good to go.
Yep. Agreed.
They didn't know they were missing until they realized they were missing it.
Yeah, yeah. And the poll I want to see is: do people play more in, you know, high frame
Performance.
rate or you know better image quality? That's what I'm curious about because there is a marked difference, and I depending on the game and depending on your TV, obviously I keep you know talking about this. I think a lot of people probably don't even know that they're not even like outputting in like 4K and 100, up to 120 frames per second because if you're going into like you have to have the right TV and if you have a receiver you have to have the right kind of receiver and you have to have the right kind of cable throughout the whole fucking thing. If any one of those things is not the right setup, you are not getting the full capability of what you think you're getting. So
But yeah, we will see. I hope for the best for them. If it's a hit, it's a hit. So good fucking for them.
yeah, all right.
Were there other titles?
For Ubisoft, yes.
Go ahead.
Ubisoft had a pretty good showing as well. They announced Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, and it's an FPS that is basically Far Cry and Avatar. So yeah, they just took the Far Cry Primal and the Far Cry, 6, whatever, smashed it together and was like, here, be a tall mutant half-naked freak and kill humans. So
I'm fucking here for it, man. I mean, look, these are big ass fucking movies. The last one did, what was it, third highest grossing movie of all time? Everybody fucking knows this story. Pandora looks fucking fun as a jungle world with floating fucking rocks and shit and all kind of crazy animals and bioluminescent animals and shit. It looks like a fun ass world to shoot some shit on.
Acid trip on steroids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
it looked fun. I was not interested in this game in the slightest until I was like, oh, this is basically like Far Cry. So because I love Far Cry games. They're like guilty pleasure. No, it's not even guilty. They're fucking fun games.
Well, you also have mechs from the fucking movies. You have futuristic guns. Like this could be fucking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If
you got
do
mounts.
it right.
You got cool mounts in the in the game.
Yeah, fucking hair sex. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Bestiality, if you think about it that way too.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. Just mind fuck you real quick. Do my
Uh-huh.
bidding.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown got announced, which I was very surprised. I was kind of disappointed because it's not like the old Prince of Persia that I wanted, but they went back to Prince of Persia roots as a side scroller. So I'm like, oh, okay,
I I want Prince of Persia to be a thing again. I do.
Yeah.
From a gaming history standpoint, they've had a lot of titles. A lot of them have been really, really good. It's been a minute for a good hit, a big hit for them though. So I hope this is it.
Yeah, I mean, people, they kind of, if you never played Prince of Persia is the reason why you have games like Assassin's Creed and Batman Arkham Asylum. That whole, like, three-dimensional fighting system where, like, you can switch between, like, multiple different enemies. That's all from Prince of Persia on, like, the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this one, it's a side scroller, but it looks really, really good. It's cell shaded. The action looks really good. I think it comes out like early next year, possibly. But I'm gonna play it probably on my Steam Deck because I like playing
Yeah,
side
comes
scrolls
out
on my Steam Deck.
January 18th of next year.
Okay, so yeah,
As of right now, it might get pushed back. You never know.
yeah, you never know. But it looked pretty good to me, especially as a side scroller. Another huge announcement to me, and maybe Prodigy if you played the game, was Captain Laserhawk: A Blood Dragon remix, which is basically the Far Cry. What was it, 3 or 4 Blood Dragon?
3. Yeah.
Yeah, the anime. So it's an anime of Blood Dragon. So I'm like,
Hell yeah.
yes.
Hell fucking yeah. 80s awesomeness.
Yeah,
Laser.
skip these because they're fucking.
It's not Leatherface from Guardians of the Galaxy.
No. Most of these are, mobile games. So, Assassin's Creed Nexus, which is a VR game, but it's MetaQuest only. But you know, hopefully it'll tiptoe its way onto the PS VR 2 or the Vive. And they somehow showed Skull and Bones again. They swear they're still making this game 45 years later. I don't know why they keep showing it. Like,
Is that the pirate game?
yeah, it's basically the Black Flag, but without Assassin's Creed. But they announced this game like literally 8 years ago.
God damn. Keep on tweaking it.
Yeah, the crew's coming back as the Crew Motorfest.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see. There is another, Assassin's Creed Mirage demo, which just looks like Assassin's Creed. It is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. So my notes about Star Wars Outlaws, besides what I said before, it's a third-person action game. Play as a scoundrel. You have a modular blaster, which is pretty fucking cool. It's open world. There's bullet time, and there's starfighter combat. I'm like, if you're a Star Wars person, you should be all in about this.
I'm very interested. I will say this: if your primary weapon is a blaster, even with customization, you run into some motherfucking Sith, they're gonna stop them bullets midair and throw them right back at your ass. So that'll be
Like
interesting.
Halo did.
I think there's other weapons in the game too, but I thought it was just cool. Like on the fly, she was like changing weapon out to like do different things to different people.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of neat.
That's good.
But you know how like they have, I guess I'm not sure if they're real or not, but they have like armor piercing bullets or whatever, piercing rounds. I wonder if like in the Star Wars universe there's like Jedi force piercing bullets or lasers or whatever they use in that world.
I was gonna say haze killers, but you guys wouldn't get that. That's from a book. That's a really good book series. Anyway, the Cosmere. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Another game that got announced, I don't think it was in for the Ubisoft thing, but High on Life is getting a DLC called High on Knife. One of the best things about this game is that your knife is, I think it's called Knifey or Stabby or something like that, but he talks to you the whole time about wanting to kill people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's by the creators of Rick and Morty.
Doesn't the gun talk to you too?
They all do.
Like, well, okay, I was gonna say. I remember from some of the gameplay I saw where, like, if you pause the game, the gun's like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, why did you pause?" Like, the hell talk shit.
Yeah, the game is hilarious. What is the knife's name though? I thought it was called like. Is it just Knifey? Yeah, his name is Knifey. Knife they're talking.
There
about.
you go. That's a perfect knife weapon or knife name.
But does Knifey get hyphy?
He just wants to murder. So
Yeah,
and he gets kind of sexual about it too. It's kind of creepy.
That's awesome. Let me. I mean, you've been doing all this positive shit, Kronos. Let me get to the shitty fucking shit.
Oh,
There was everybody on this fucking show and everybody listening to me knows how much I fucking fuck with Capcom. I've praised them on the Resident Evils, the motherfucking Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter World fucking got his hooks into me, all of that shit. Street Fighter 6 about to get. These motherfuckers said, you know what, E3 is gone. We see PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo Direct and Ubisoft doing their thing. We're Capcom. We about something. We about to show you a showcase too. This was the worst fucking dud I've ever seen. Even if you were the biggest fucking Capcom fan,
Yeah.
they didn't have shit on shit. Some kind of weird dino bullshit, exoplanet bullshit that didn't nobody give a fuck about. I don't even know if it was in the Lost Planet world. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You had Resident Evil 4 with awesome ass Leon Kennedy killing Las Plagas this year, and you had Street Fighter 6 just dropped a few weeks ago. We want to hear about the fucking hits, man. You know what I mean? It was kind of like that. What was that thing where ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis? This was
Yeah.
literally Capcom trying to do some bullshit. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Capcom.
Oh,
You're
man.
on this bullshit where you're not giving us your hits. Monster Hunter, Devil May Cry, motherfucking Street Fighter, and goddamn Resident Evil. That's your bread and butter. Mega Man, shit. I'll get some Mega
They showed
Man.
Mega Man, but it was like kind of like a remix of Mega Man. I'm just like, yeah, I'm missing with that
Like
bullshit.
old school.
Yeah, you need a new Mega Man. Like, don't get me wrong, the side scrollers
Story.
they're nice and all, but you need like a modern Mega Man, which they haven't really done in a long time. So
Let me help you, Capcom. Let me help you, because Cronus is right. Mega Man needs his own Metroid Prime.
yeah,
That's it. That's,
Mm.
that's
they even
literally it.
they just redid Sonic, in the modern age. So I mean, come on, if you can redo Sonic, you can redo Mega Man.
Mega Man has a lot of similarities to fucking Samus. Like, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
do a Metroid Prime version of fucking Mega Man and watch how much people fucking fuck with it. You know what I mean? And all those zany fucking enemies that Mega Man has, it'll be awesome. You know, we want to see it. But yeah, don't roll out a bullshit. Capcom should have just left it all the way the fuck alone. At least give us some Ada Wong skins. You know what I mean? With her in the red dress and doing her thing, and something. They didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm so they could have just like not done anything. I mean, that honestly would have been more positive to like literally do nothing.
And we would have understood, because it was like, well, you had two fucking big titles that just dropped within the last 3 months.
Yeah,
We understand, like,
but
weird.
they didn't announce one of the Resident Evil VRs. Well, they already
Yeah.
announced it, so it wasn't really a new announcement.
No,
Yeah.
there's no saving grace. There's no fucking lipstick you can put on this pig. They fucking dropped the ball. There was no need for it. And had they been at something like an E3, they would have got lost in the fucking sauce. Everybody would be like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Yeah. Right.
Some new shit. So, anyway.
And E3 is gonna be sorely missed.
Yeah, hopefully it comes back next year because I mean this is like fucking chaos. It was
Yeah.
chaos.
But this is basically like everybody wanted like for cable, like everybody
Yeah.
wanted like the every little piece. They just wanted what they wanted, so everything broke apart. But
This-
now like you see the fucking chaos that it caused, it's like okay, maybe we might need to go back.
This is E3 unbundled is what happened.
Yeah,
Mhm.
E3 unbundled. That's the name of this episode.
It is.
God damn. But yeah, so was there anything else that was announced? I don't think so. I think we've gotten into most of the big ones. Kronos, I know you are playing some Diablo 4. I'm playing it too. You're necromancing it up. Early thoughts?
What class are you playing?
I'm playing Barbarian.
Oh, okay.
And the Barbarian is okay. I want to get deeper into his skill fucking tree.
What level
But
are you?
I'm 20, 24, 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've passed the first act, but I will say this: it doesn't feel like I've passed that much because
Yeah.
what?
I
Where are you?
I fucked up in the game. So
Oh.
I don't know how this happened, but I was playing the game and I was playing the first act, and all of a sudden I like went somewhere else, and I didn't realize I was playing the third act because I didn't know how to fucking see what quest I was on, and it was
Oh,
irritating the fuck out of me because I had to keep going to the map, and I didn't see that it said, "Oh, just press left," and this is where all your shit is. I totally
Gotcha.
missed that. I was gonna actually complain about it on this podcast until like I noticed it literally fucking yesterday.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. So when the demo came out, I had a hard time with the lack of my infinite dodge roll. I complained about
No.
that. There are things with the menu that aren't as intuitive as Diablo 3. Like,
Yeah.
Diablo 3, I didn't have to like think about shit. I was like, oh, okay, let me upgrade this, let me do this, let me do that. I know where to go. This is where my objective is. Like this one, you got to actually know what the fuck you're doing, and you can miss shit in the menu. Even the upgrading of the equipment, I I had to sit with it a little bit and like pay attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think only because of like the demo, I knew to like how to upgrade equipment. But then I also skipped because I skipped, obviously most of the first act because I'm stupid. But like I forgot like all the little shit in like the first like main town. Like you could do
Mm-hmm.
like all like the jewelry shit and like the
Yeah.
alchemy and like I was like fuck that. I just left. I was like I just gotta upgrade my equipment like my weapons and armor. But I totally forgot about like my other accessories and like because I don't really use like the I just use potions to heal. I don't use them like I don't use them. I do not use them for buffs at all. Cause I got
Mm,
minions. They just fuck shit up.
yeah. No, I mean I hear you, and I it's cool playing with some people. Here's where I will give it credit. I've gotten on there with B Boy Frost and a couple others, and we had like a squad of four. And when everybody's doing their fucking special attacks and shit, it's a lot going on the screen.
Oh yeah.
If you think back to Diablo 3, which is a PS3 game, at least on the consoles, it couldn't handle shit. You know what I mean? In terms of four people doing all that fucking special shit, along with all the enemies and shit. This, it runs very smoothly with a lot going on. And there's fucking events where there's just randos, like random players, actually,
Oh
not
yeah.
computers.
Yep.
And you can even have more than just your regular four on, playing with them, and then you'll do an event or whatever. But it still maintains like all the gorgeous color and all of the incredible graphics from the special moves, even when there's a lot fucking going on the screen. So I'll give them credit for that.
Yeah, I
You
don't know
know,
how like they when you play as a necromancer, depending on like your build, you can have anywhere between like 8 and 9 minions at any given time. And like right now I have 8. So I have 4 scythe skeletons, I have 3 bone sorcerers, and then I got this giant fucking golem dude that just wreck shop. So and
right?
they're with me like at all time. And like, but as you're playing though, because they did like some evening out, my minions do die faster, and the bone sorcerers especially will basically they throw their own bones at people, and so they kill themselves like as they're doing damage, but they do high damage. So
Yeah.
I always have to make sure to like revive them as they die, and it's just like it's a lot of like management, but it's fun because like
Mm-hmm.
once you get in, like you can wreck things so goddamn fast with your
Nice.
minions because like as soon as like one person dies from the enemy side, you start doing corpse explosions and then just hold on. Basically, just a fucking string of like body grenades that happen.
Yeah. And I gotta probably get deeper into my skill tree and figure out which ones I like and which ones I don't like. Oh, here's one thing I'll give them credit for. You can unassign. So if you try a skill and you don't fucking like it, you can unassign that shit. And I've had to do that a couple
And
times.
you can
It helps.
refund it for like
Yeah,
for
that's what
money.
I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
cool. 'Cause, like usually with the skill tree, once you set it, that like yeah, that's it.
yeah.
You
You're
got to
locked
keep
in.
building on it, or you have to like start working on some other part of the branch.
No, and it's relatively cheap to unassign your to refund your skill because you get the point back. It's still like depending on how much you have invested in it, but it's like less than 500. Usually it's like around 100.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I give them props on that. It's fun. I like the story. My only thing about like the NPCs, even though the story is improved from Diablo 3, is that typically, not always, but and I'm only on Act 2, they don't, how do I say this? They don't zoom in on the cutscene in terms of the characters. Oftentimes it stays in that top
Yeah,
down.
sometimes. Yeah,
It's
I see it a lot
yeah,
of the
so
time.
I don't really see the character that I'm trying to do the quest for or who's alongside of me, fighting or whatever. So I don't give a shit about, their fucking measly little life. I'm just trying to bash people's skulls in with my motherfucking barbarian. You know what I mean?
Some of the stories
Hmm.
are good though. Like there's like this one that's like the third act where somebody's literally just like torn in half and like still alive, stuck to a tree. And it's
Oh
just like,
damn.
oh, you had a fucking real bad day, man. It's like trying to
Yeah.
explain to you like what happened. I'm just like, can you just die? You're making me uncomfortable.
But yeah, man. Shout out to Diablo. Obviously, it's a huge success. I love the whole thing of you get trophies for killing 666 goat men, 666 fucking spirits. And then they said, oh, we made 666 million in 2 days or something. I love that.
They lean
You know what
hard
I mean?
into
Like,
the Satanism.
yeah, man. They real hard on that shit, you know? So and then fucking Lilith. God damn. Great fucking character, fucking creepy. Her voice works. Whoever that voice actress is, she's awesome. Yeah, I haven't fought her, but she's in a whole bunch of cutscenes early on, and I'm like, this shit is great. It feels fucking epic.
Yeah, I had to fight some dude that's basically on the crazy ass Cerberus today, and I was just like, God damn, all right,
Mm-hmm.
ripping through a town.
Yep. Let's bring Blue back in here. I got some news for you, Mr. Blue.
Oh shit! What I do now?
You done,
Just drunk Blue.
you
You know what
done
you did.
recommended a live action goddamn My Hero Academia in London. That's what the fuck you did.
You finally watched it.
I
Tell me you
did.
fucking finally watched
What's the
it.
game?
I
What's the
did.
show called for the listeners?
I motherfucker. It's
It's
called Extraordinary.
yeah.
And
Uh,
yeah, I've been preaching the show for weeks, for months. Been on this
it,
fucking platform shouting at motherfuckers to watch the show.
yeah. You had to get out your megaphone and remind me because I don't go on Hulu all that often, but this one is on Hulu. It's in London, and it's just fucking funny. Almost everybody has fucking powers. And I only watched the pilot, but they're making sex jokes. There's the one dude that's able to make people orgasm on touch. And of course, he's going on a date with old girl, and she's like, "Oh," she has no attraction to him
Yes.
whatsoever because he's a really
Thirsty as fuck.
looking dude. But she's just like, "You mean you have a superpower that you can touch like my fucking elbow and make me come? Let's fucking go home now." You know.
Yeah.
But he's all
The guy looks like not Jeffrey Dahmer. He looks like the Unabomber. Like he's got the horn rim
Ted
glasses.
Kaczynski.
yeah, he looks like him or Napoleon Dynamite had a
That
baby.
too, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you have some hardcore sex comedy stuff going on here, but it's fucking funny, man. I mean, this is. I got some fucking My Hero Academia vibes because I was like,
Yeah, right.
oh, he's fucking quirkless. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, the show it gets funnier, man. Like my favorite scene is when she goes to the dentist's office. Like it's just because her power is that people have their own soundtrack of what's going on with their life. And so the girl, she's afraid of the dentist, so it's like a horror scene. And then, when she's checking her mouth out, like porn music start playing. It's like it's so fucking funny. But yeah, man, you gotta definitely continue watching the show. It's fucking hilarious, and the fucking cat. Like there's some shit that happens with the cat that she finds.
I saw that it was at the very end of the pilot. So,
Oh yeah, where she actually I think she texts like her ex or something like that, and she like tries to like uh get him to like ignore what she sent, so she tries to send him like nudes,
yeah.
but then like some shit happens in the background. She's like, "What the hell?" But then she thinks that's her superpower. That her superpower finally kicks in.
She reminds me of the nerdy redheaded white girl from the Guild. You remember that one? It was kind of like a World of
Oh,
Warcraft.
I know what you're talking
show.
about. Yeah, she's she's
What's the name?
famous.
But
Patricia. No, it's close though.
isn't it something?
All
But
day.
something all day. Something all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at it. I mean, she was hilariously funny on that show, but this is like I don't know, and I'm always gonna fuck this up. Forgive me, Dirty Stew. I think she's Irish. She could be
Yeah,
Scottish.
Felicia.
that's the thing
Day.
that kept throwing me off.
Felicia Day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Felicia
yeah,
Day. Yeah, Felicia Day. Felicia Day.
yeah. But
Yeah,
she's
that's the thing that kept throwing me off because she has like I always feel like she has like an Irish accent, but then like you meet her mom and then I don't know what this black guy is to her, but I think it's her dad. Does
I
like
think it's
any
the
kind of fucking sense.
stepdad. I think
Okay,
it's the stepdad because the daughter, her sister, looks mixed with the dad and the mom.
okay, that makes more sense because I was confused at the point. I probably like you know wasn't paying attention when they talked about that part, but yeah, I was like, why is her dad black and her mom blonde, but she's a redhead? Like what the hell? What kind of superpowers does the dad have? But,
Recessive genes.
yeah. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad you watched the show. It's hilarious. It's like if you can binge watch it, definitely try to.
Yeah, I'll give you props, Blue. This one was like a sleeper hit. I was like, what the fuck is Blue recommending here? You know? And then I checked it out. I was like, okay, I get it. Other than not having All Might, this was it. Like
You mean
it's pretty good.
Almighty.
All Might.
Yeah, man, you gotta put the Y at the end.
Find that chair.
That chick's fucking sharpening her blade right now.
Yeah, she probably was looking for me at Fanime recently.
Did
Yeah.
you go to Fanime?
No, I didn't go.
Okay.
He's fucking scared of her, man.
I can't go by myself.
Get your fucking
He needs
security guard.
protection.
Yeah. You know who else needs protection? God damn. There was an arraignment.
Oh goddamn! All right, this is like the dumbest shit, but yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to set it up, Kronos, but 37 counts, 36, whatever it was.
Yeah, Trump got indicted on 37 counts of basically just like being stupid as fuck. Like, so he, how do I put this? So he basically has a whole bunch of classified documents that he took from the White House, which he keeps trying to say that they're his documents, but they're not. Listen, classified documents, they don't belong to you, especially when you're not the president anymore. They belong to the United States government. Like you don't own them. Like you have no reason to have nuclear secrets and shit like that when you're not when you're literally no longer in the government anymore. I don't even think he actually has a valid clearance anymore because he's no longer the president. Because that's how clearances work. When you stop having a need to know, you don't have your fucking clearance no more. Just like me. Like I used to have top secret. But like once you stop using top secret immediately, it reverts to secret. And then after I think it's like 10 years after having a secret, then that shit's gone too. Like I don't know why he thinks that it doesn't pertain to him, but it does. These are laws for a reason. So you don't have and like the places where he's keeping all these boxes of shit were like literally in the bathrooms, in showers, on like a stage in Mar-a-Lago, like places where people could get to them, and he was like showing them off to people. With like all
Like
these
MTV Cribs.
yeah, he's like so fucking stupid, and he kept trying to say that, oh, under the Presidential Act, blah blah. But you're not the goddamn president. You are no longer the president. Like
It puts some like military, U.S. spies, U.S. diplomats, people who work for the government to protect Americans. It puts them at risk if those secrets, like for nuclear codes, nuclear information, where our what our spies and allies are doing in certain like that puts people's lives at risk and the country at risk. It's not a fucking game, man.
yeah, and the thing that it's actually really troubling is that they gave this dude like the benefit of the doubt. Like, hey,
Yep.
we see that like the records. I forget the name of the group. Do you remember the name of the group that I was asking for? It's like the National Archives.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, National Archives kept asking him to like, hey, you took a bunch of stuff that isn't yours. You need to give it back. Might have been an accident, but you need to give it back. They asked for this stuff for like a year, and he kept like putting it off. But it's like you can't put off the government like that. They're gonna come after you. So and eventually they did. That's why because they gave him back some stuff, but they were like this isn't adding up. Like we're missing like way too much stuff, and so that's when they had to send in the FBI. That's why he got raided, and that's when they saw like all this stuff. Like oh shit, like you have like a whole bunch of like thousands of documents that you shouldn't have, and the fact. Go ahead.
Unsecure.
Yeah, it's unsecured. Like it wasn't in a skiff. It was like a secure facility. It was just in a fucking like a public bathroom. Like you can't. This is so dumb. And I think if he would have just given it back like right away, like oh my bad, then they probably wouldn't have like, indicted him on this stuff. But the fact that he decided to like first lie about having it, and then
Like, triple down.
still double and triple down about I'm not going to give this stuff back. And that's why he got raided, and that's why he's getting sued now because, I mean, you're just a stupid guy. Like he's just dumb. Like
And he thought a porn star was the most of his trouble.
yeah, and he's got a whole bunch of other indictments that are just wait. I mean, he already lost to E. Jean Carroll, she just sued him again successfully to add on the $10 million for defamation again for him trying to defame her, saying that he didn't sexually assault her, that he didn't even know her, which isn't true. And he's the hush money to Stormy Daniels comes up next year. I don't know why they just don't do it fucking now. Like just do it now.
Yeah, man.
Just do it now. Hit him with all the stuff. I don't care.
I think I saw, and I wasn't aware of this, but the government with these types of cases, what he's been being indicted for with the boxes of fucking nuclear secrets and shit, they have like a 96% conviction rate, and he's got 37 counts against him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to prove. There's pictures, there's audio of this of him bragging. There's audio of him acknowledging that he has it and that he probably shouldn't have it,
Yep.
and him bragging about that he still has them. It's just like, yeah, I mean, whatever. Just please, like, just get him to stop. Like the fact that this guy, somebody that this stupid, became the president of the United States, is troubling to me. And like all the shit that he did, and he still has followers that are, diehard followers for this fucking moron. That did a lot of really bad stuff for our country. Like at first, I thought he was going to do an okay job, but man, did that fucking go sideways quick. And then the pandemic hit, you know, and it got even worse.
The people who I always got to clown on when it comes to Trump will always be the evangelicals, the Pat Roberts Club,
Lying
because
motherfuckers.
yeah, it's like this was never a moral, ethical Christian guy, never. It didn't have an ethical bone in his body, and it should have been over when he literally on the campaign trail said, well, fucking Mexicans are rapists and murderers and shit. Like that should have been enough. But
I mean,
or the grab it in the
I was
pussy.
also gonna say like grab by the pussy. There's like there's a lot. He's got a hit list.
There's a lot of red flags.
Yeah.
A lot of people ignored it.
Yeah.
He talked about how John McCain, how he preferred his heroes to not be POWs, yet he somehow still has a veteran vote. I have no idea why.
Yeah. This this is
He
another.
also said shit about Colin Powell, right? Did he say like, because wasn't Colin Powell like a POW?
I don't think it's
All right.
a POW. No.
Oh, okay,
I don't remember that part of it, and I don't remember that. I do remember the McCain. The McCain stuff was infamous.
Oh, it was McCain. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Colin Powell.
Yeah, but we're gonna see. I mean, he's in all types of legal trouble, and like Chrono said, it's not going to end because there's other different, separate indictments coming down the pipe. Because we haven't talked about Georgia and the fact that you tried to,
Also on audio.
on audio, tried to disrupt a lawful count of an election by essentially bribing and strong arming the governor or whatever of that or whoever the body is that was over the election in Georgia. Like it was bad.
Well, what's crazy to me, which hopefully they're getting into, because I already know there's already an ongoing investigation about his campaign finance fraud,
Yep.
especially through like the Stormy Daniels thing. But even right now, I hope that they're taking really intricate notes on like his campaign, because he literally raised $2 million. I think it was yesterday, the day that he was indicted, in campaign funds. Where do you think that money's going?
Yeah,
You
it's
think
up
it's going
to
towards his campaign? No, it's going towards his lawyers.
it's up to 7 now, according
Is it
to
7 million? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not going towards his campaign. Like,
yeah.
Wasn't there? Wait, weren't there people who like I guess bought into the subscription for his Facebook killer or Twitter killer, whatever the fuck it
Truth
was?
Social.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that even a thing?
For him, it is.
I know people were complaining that like they were getting charged like hella money for being subscribed to that service, or like even for like donating. Like you thought the money was going to a certain thing, but it turns out like most of the money was going to his like legal action stuff.
Look,
He's a con artist. That's all. That's all the dude. He's a fucking con artist, and he literally conned America into 4 years of a presidency. He conned us.
Yep.
I didn't vote for him. So he obviously didn't con me. He conned all of his voters. He conned you.
the other thing too, birds of a feather flock together. There's been so many convictions of people in his fucking sphere. It's a laundry list. You could go on 10 to 15 fucking people who are aides, guides, heads of state. Like it's a long ass list of people, not just charged or it convicted motherfuckers.
Some of them
So
doing time.
some of them are doing fucking time, man. So hey, this shit is about to get real ugly. The other thing is, everybody needs to stay on their fucking toes because you don't know what we all remember January 6th. We don't know what these crazy motherfuckers are going to do. So, and the other aspect of it that's even more interesting to me from like, and I'm no constitutional scholar or whatever, but as a former president, you're supposed to have Secret Service with you for the rest of your life.
So that changed actually. I thought with President Obama, I thought that changed. So I remember there was like
You
I'm
don't
gonna
have
look it
to,
up real quick. And
yeah.
it was odd to me that he had Secret Service. I was thinking that too.
I thought you had not the same level as you do when you're in office, but I thought even post.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I mean,
I
if
thought they
I'm
changed it.
Well, I know that he was gonna lose that if he would have lost that, like whatever he got charged with recently, where he would have been the first president to be like something. I can't remember what it was.
Oh no, I guess it is still a law. Okay.
but if so, thanks for checking on that. If that's the case, the biggest head scratcher to me is if he's found guilty on any of these
Ah.
charges, what happens?
So hold on. So I was correct and wrong. So um, they repealed it, and then President Obama restored it
Okay,
for a lifetime. Yeah,
okay.
because
I mean,
it's supposed to be a cost saving measure in 1994 to limit protection for future presidents to just 10 years after they left.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when you're talking about government money or whatever, and usually with someone who's a former president, obviously you still want to make sure that there's no attempt on their life or whatever. I get that in general, but if you're talking about potentially a conviction on a federal level, what the fuck does that mean? Does that mean that gets stripped?
Well, yeah, this is why we're in the weird times, which is I said this a long time ago, but when it came to like this guy, President Trump, former President Trump, it's like the president should have the best qualities of Americans. All right, but if you're going to vote for a guy who has not so great qualities, who does nefarious things, who seems like some kind of guy that you would know, you know what I mean? Like he needs to be levels above our moral standard. And once you have somebody that does not meet the basic moral standards for even just like a decent human being, that throws a monkey wrench into like a lot of shit. There is no precedent for any of this. Like, literally, he can get arrested, thrown in jail, but could still run for president because we don't have a law that says that he can't do that.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? Because you can be a felon and still run for office.
Yeah.
And what do you do when he gets thrown in jail? That's why I'm saying like it's a possibility. I think it's highly unlikely, but it's possible that if he runs for president and wins and he's in jail, he can just pardon himself.
God damn.
So
Yeah. It's these are going to be some exciting times, and I don't mean that necessarily in a good way. I am going to have to dip, but you guys please continue on because I got to do some work shit fucking early in the goddamn morning.
all good. All right, man.
Oh, man.
Have a good night.
Peace.
All right, Blue, where do you want to go next? There's one thing I want to talk about, but where do you want to go next?
Kind of was gonna bring up this Juneteenth because that's right around the corner.
It is, and I'm working. Womp womp.
Well, hey, well, we're getting paid for it at least, so.
Oh well, yeah, I'm gonna get an extra day off for it. So that's for me because my shop is 24/7. So
Yeah.
on days that I work on holidays, I get an extra day off, or maybe two, depending on how big the holiday.
And that's right.
is.
Like, President Biden made it a legal holiday 2 years ago, right, or last year?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
I
guess you would
think
get
this is
that.
the first year where it's actually for most of America where we're gonna get a federal day off.
Actually, what day does that fall on? It's the 16th, right?
I think it's
I know
next
it's-
Monday. So, yeah, so I'm working
Next
on
month.
Monday. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's
Yeah, so-
when my company is celebrating it or having the day off for it, and it actually is Juneteenth. So there you go. Maybe that's why
Yeah,
they set it
there's
up like that. They're smart motherfuckers.
That works out. Well, I always thought Juneteenth back in the day was like an African Christmas. Yeah, I didn't know exactly what Juneteenth was until probably since podcast, honestly. So they might know Juneteenth is when I guess in Texas they got announcement that slavery was abolished and they were the last ones to find out, and so that was basically where Juneteenth come from.
Yes. So if
The Cliff Note version.
yeah, because people might be confused about it. It's like, well, we already have Independence Day, but yeah, not everybody was free. So
True that.
especially black
But yeah,
people.
there's there's an event happening this weekend. I probably won't be able to make it because the Venus is working and I got father duties. But yeah, there's something happening in San Francisco. I mean, there's events happening everywhere. So if you can find like a Juneteenth thing to attend, definitely go. Support not just the Black community, but like educate yourself on on American history. I can't say Black history, on American history, because this shit happened in America, so it's American history. So definitely look into that. Um,
I used to go to my dad at Stanford. It's kind of weird because I remember going to Juneteenth when I was a kid, but then I kind of forgot
yeah,
about it, like
same
what
here.
the fuck it meant from up until like recently.
I think that might be where I'm at too. Well, like I remember going to Juneteenth party, but I don't remember exactly what it was for. I just remember it was like some giant fucking celebration and
Yeah,
like things were happening. I don't think I've committed it to memory exactly what the significance of it was.
yeah,
Well, I grew up in East Palo Alto, and I remember like having a Juneteenth party like in the downtown community center, and there'd be like floats and stuff, and like we wore like African colors and stuff like that. I was like, okay, this is cool, but I'm just here for the candy,
yeah.
basically.
Where is the food at?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you happen to
Uh,
be if you happen to be at Stanford, oh yeah, here it is. Because
it's still going on.
let's see, yeah, it's still going on, and they're having a Core Science Institute summer camp for Juneteenth celebration at SLAC, which is where my dad used to work, the Stanford Linear Accelerator.
Mm.
That's how I knew about Juneteenth back then, because they used to do stuff like that all the time where he worked. But for them, it's like a whole. It's like a couple of days. It's like the whole goddamn week. It starts on the 16th and it goes to the 25th. So there's like a whole bunch of stuff you can do.
Well, Stanford usually does it big because they also do something for Holy too. Because I remember
Yeah,
the time we went, like that shit was a lot of fun. It was like a giant field full of people just throwing color at each other.
yeah. Holy is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. Just the fact that like going there dressed in white, leaving dressed in colors, like that was kind of crazy.
Yeah. So let me get, real quick. Let me gotta look up what the real meaning of holy is. I used to know back in the day. Um, it's a it's a festival of colors, love, and spring. It celebrates the eternal love and divine love of the god Radha and Krishna. And it's like you go and you wear like white, and then you just throw like this like clay powder at each other. It's all like really colorful, and it's super fun.
It kind of makes me think of so in Japan they have something called Golden Week. Don't confuse it with Golden Showers. That's not what it
Is
is.
that what you guys do? I mean,
No. Basically what Golden Week in Japan is like it's like the celebration of spring. They have like celebrations. Like that's when like it's a good time to start planting like your crops for the season.
oh,
But also like it's usually when the cherry blossom happen.
okay.
So like a lot of the cherry trees are blossoming. But what's so great about it, it happens around my birthday. So like my first time going to Japan was during Golden Week, and it was like I saw cool shit basically. Like I saw like cherry blossom. Like there's literally like a row of just cherry blossom on this one street, and they all were blossoming, and like just a little simple breeze of wind had cherry blossom. It's almost like a homeboy from Bleach, the guy with the sword,
Oh, this
where he does his bankai.
Senbon Sakura.
Yeah, that guy. But yeah, like it basically that was going down. But yeah, I mean, it's cool how different cultures kind of celebrate things. I mean, we just talked about how like we have Juneteenth and like we have Holy. There's Golden Week, but yeah, it's cool how the world works.
Yeah, it is. I agree. All right, real quick, I wanted to talk about this when Prodigy was on, but he dipped out. Probably should have talked about it during the gaming portion of it, but um, the Final Fantasy 16 demo dropped. I think it was yesterday. And I
Oh,
got
that's right. You guys are chatting about it.
yeah, I got a chance to play it, and it's actually really good. Not that I was like super surprised, but I like the new combat system. I love how Final Fantasy has really stayed on top of changing their combat systems over the years. Back when I used to play it, it was all turn based, and then it was active
Hmm.
turn based. But yeah, they just keep pushing the envelope on what an RPG is. And this latest one, man, it's good. Like the graphics are fantastic. Like it opens up like in a really grandiose kind of way and gets into this local sort of geopolitics thing. And um, the way you fight is it's fun. When you get into like boss battles, the boss battles are super fun. I think there's like I think 4 boss battles in the game in just the demo. And the cool
Do
thing about
the
go ahead.
let's quick for the gameplay. Like, do you just like you're just walking around and all of a sudden you just enter into a battle?
Yeah,
Like
sort
how
of.
it is in like the old school version?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't like change like the music and the screen. Well, the music changes a little bit, but it's not like it doesn't lock in like the
Mm.
old games did. Like you just happen to walk around like a normal action game. You're just walking around, you see a guy, you just attack him.
Yeah, yeah.
So and there's like different kinds of attacks, and it's all like really fluid, and you can dodge. You can do like these really cool like um, fucking Rusty O'Neill is trolling on here. Sorry, Devil Tank, who does the
Yeah.
timestamps, he just trolled me
I agree with him.
in the chat. He said Final Fantasy VII is the best one. You can go fuck yourself. I'm just saying. But yeah, this one it's like it's really fast paced with the action and it's really flashy. I mean, even with like the basic attacks and the basic elements that you have in the game. You get to play as two different characters. One is like way more powerful than the other, which is kind of weird because you wouldn't think that when you switch the person. And the really cool thing about the demo is that when you're playing the demo and you pick up the game, you pick up the game is basically the beginning. The demo is the beginning of the game, and so if you pick up the game, you can just resume where you were from the demo.
But they kind of did that with the Final Fantasy VII remake, right? Like, wasn't the demo basically the beginning of the game?
Did they? I don't know. I didn't really play that one, so I played a little bit because I think I actually got it, but I didn't play it because I remember how much I hate it. I'm just kidding. I don't hate the game. It's not the best. I wish they would redo 6. I say that.
Yeah, I tried playing the 7 remake, but like I just couldn't get behind the gameplay. It just kind of kept throwing me off. I was so used to the regular RPG and not the turn-based version.
Yeah, well, this one it's a little. You got to think about this one as sort of like it's like an action game, but it's an RPG. It's like an action RPG. Is basically what it is. And I think the controls on this one are a bit more intuitive as compared to like the last one. Some of their games are kind of like automatic fights, but in this one, it's definitely you got to press the buttons, you got to like move around, you got to do shit. And when you get like the perfect dodges and all that stuff going on, like it's pretty neat.
Is there an announcement of when that's going to come out?
It comes out like next week.
16?
I think it's next.
Oh damn!
Next
So
week. I think so. Hold on, let me make
hell?
sure. Is it next week?
How you gonna-
Hold on.
like, how you gonna release a demo? Then like next week the game comes out. Might as well just release the game. But I guess that's kind of a little bit of a teaser, get people interested in playing the game.
The 22nd. So sorry, not next week, but yeah, it is next week. Yeah, next week, next Thursday.
Yeah, it is next week. Yeah.
So yeah, check it out. I mean, the demo is free, obviously. If check out the game, and if you like it, then pick it up, and you already progressed part of the story. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. And it dropped yesterday, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what other gaming things are out there? Yeah, I've been seeing the trailers for Transformer Rise of the Beast. I don't know, man. Like I'm really not feeling this movie. Like Bumblebee was really good, but this one I'm just like I don't know. They might be going back to the Michael Bay
Yeah, it reminds
kind
me.
of formula with things.
Is it a Michael Bay movie? Because if it is, then I definitely can't watch it.
I don't think so. I don't think Michael Bay is into this one. It's the same. I think it's the same director as Bumblebee.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. So the director is Stephen Capley Jr. Oh, well, Michael Bay is a producer.
Yep. See, I'm
on
skipping it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it looked like a Michael Bay film to me, and the Bumblebee movie did not look like a Michael Bay film.
no. So yeah, the director of not Michael Bay of Bumblebee was Travis Knight.
And who was the producer?
Yeah. So yeah, this is. I mean, I like the actors the actresses that are playing like the characters, mainly Liza Koshy, but like I don't know, like we have Pete Davidson, Ron Perlman is the voice of Optimus Primal, which is weird because Optimus Primal I felt like is the same as Optimus Prime if you like watch like Beast Wars. If you remember that series back in the day. But we'll see. I'm not a big fan of Anthony Ramos. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of his acting style, but
Anthony Romo?
we'll
I don't know who that is.
Ramos.
Ramos?
He was
Ramos. Ramos?
Ramos. Yeah, Ramos. Yeah. He was in Hamilton. He played Hamilton's son, who
okay.
ended up getting killed.
Okay.
Yeah. He also was in the Heights. I don't know. I just don't like that actor. He has a face I would just want to punch.
Oh, he was in
Even though if I saw him,
He's in Trolls
Even though
World
I
Tour
saw
as
him, I
well.
wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see. I think that gets. Oh, you know, it comes out this week. It's The Flash.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
think
gonna watch that shit though.
I think it comes out tomorrow.
I mean, you're probably gonna watch it because for obvious reasons, but yeah,
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm seriously just watching because Batman's in it. I
yeah,
just want to see. Well, not just Batman. Michael Keaton Batman's in it, and I'm
yeah.
excited about that. But I haven't seen too many like reviews for it, so there's no like major spoilers out there. But I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I thought it was a
Excited to
little
put,
mixed. Hold on.
excited to put money in what's name's pocket, but I think he already been paid for it, so he's not gonna get more money.
I mean, they could have like taken it back. I'm just saying.
I guess that's true. Like, yeah, take that. Let's get that money back.
It's getting. I mean, audience score is 95. You know the critic score is 70%. So it's getting good reviews.
Yeah.
I can't hate on the reviews, but I can hate on the main actor. He's a piece of shit. So the guy
It's weird that it's
terrorized
coming
Hawaii.
out. I was gonna say it's weird that it's coming out on Friday because like we're kind of into summer. I guess we're not. We're still into spring. Because usually the summertime movies come out on Thursday. Like I think what movie just came out? God, I just watched it. It's Into the Spider-Verse. That came out on Thursday, but it came out for like Memorial Day weekend, so
Yeah,
that probably
yeah.
explains why.
That was a great movie. I'm just saying.
I want to see it again.
I'll probably watch it again.
Also,
yeah.
have you seen the? So I have a theory that. So anybody who haven't seen it, spoiler alert. So we know that Miles gets stuck in Universe 42, which is where his spider came from that bit him. But I think so. The spider was meant for Miles Morales of that world because that world didn't have a Spider-Man, and so Miles is supposed to be that Spider-Man of that universe. But my thing is that I think Miles of that universe, even though he's a Prowler, I still think that he's a good guy because it's a world full of villains. Like, why would you want to be a villain too? Like, why are you sneaking around doing the stuff? Like, the only thing I can explain is that Miles basically.
Oh, Blue is frozen in carbonite. I think hopefully it's not just gonna be me for the rest of the time, because if it is, it's gonna be cut short. So hopefully he'll come back in a few seconds here. 'Cause I'm pretty sure my internet still works because everything is still streaming. I'm pretty sure anyway. So yeah, Miles Morales, Spider-Man was dope. So I want to watch it again. It's funny. My youngest daughter walked up to me today and she said, "I want to watch Spider-Man 3." And I was like, "Well, so do I." But it's not out yet. You got to wait a year. And she was like, "Oh man." I think she actually said, "Oh man." But yeah, we got to wait a year. It's difficult for people that are in a younger generation to have to like wait for things now, because we get things like so much faster. I remember like back in the day, they would announce movies and you'd have to wait like a long time, but it was just normal. You know, you would just have to wait. And when TV shows came on and you missed it, you just fucking missed it. So we were definitely a little bit more patient, but we kind of had to be. But we also had other stuff to do, like we played outside and stuff. So it's just differences in sort of the generations here. Not that it's better or worse. It's just different. So yeah, like I said, if Blue did drop, I was going to cut it short, unless anybody in the chat has anything they would like me to talk about. So I'll give you guys a couple of seconds or minutes for this to catch up to the live stream, and we'll see what you guys say. What else has been going on with me recently? Not much. Oh, special shout out to Lando, who's a listener of the podcast. He got his purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu last Friday, and I got a picture with him. And also a guy named Mike, who was the best blue belt I'd ever rolled with. He should have got his purple belt a long time ago. But yeah, congratulations to both of you guys for picking up your purple belts. I have not had a chance to roll with Lando yet, but hopefully I will sometime soon. I definitely look forward to it. I think it's really cool. Getting a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is like a huge accomplishment for me. It was kind of getting your blue is cool, but I think getting your purple is really awesome, because it's like that's kind of like where you should have like your own style of Jiu-Jitsu. And you can just wreck a lot of people pretty easily. It's the belt that I'm at as well. I'm purple, and it's kind of like where you start your real journey, to me, for jiu-jitsu. I think when you're white and blue, you're kind of learning the basics. Oh, there we go. Blue is back.
Yeah, my fucking I need to get my laptop fixed. My
Did it crash on you?
no, my power cable is like loose, so it's like loose connection sometimes. So like the battery, it's unplugged, even though it's plugged in, but it's not like connected, so the battery isn't charging. So just totally fucking died out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like
All right.
I didn't even get the low battery warning. Just like peace out.
Decided it was finished.
Yeah,
All right. So what were you
but
saying before you left?
yeah. So I was saying that for Miles of Earth 42, I feel like he's not a villain that we're going to see in the next movie. I think he's going to be a hero, but he's more like a vigilante, like on the Batman side of the house. So I think Miles 42 is going to team up with Miles. Was it 1099? Not 1099. What is he? Six. I can't remember what universe he is, but I think it'll team up to try to like save that universe. But we'll see. It's gonna be very interesting. Or maybe they might team up and stop fucking uh Miguel or Spider-Man 2099. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm super stoked for the sequel. Like the fact that this ended with a cliffhanger is awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was really awesome too.
I
Alright.
might probably go see it again sometime soon because right now the matinee price near me is dirt cheap. I thought for $6, and it was just me and another guy in the movie theater. I almost had it to myself. Like when I bought my tickets, I was the only one that bought tickets, and then like when I got there, somebody else came in there. I was like, oh shit, guess it's not just me.
Oh, you couldn't just jack off in the theater?
I'm not Pee Wee Herman. Hi guys.
Oh, that's gross.
All right. That is
Um,
gross. The shit our generation went through, or the fall of. I wouldn't say it was a hero, but like icon. Nah, was it icon? Nah. I would say I was gonna say he's up there with like Mr. Rogers, but Mr. Rogers is fucking a god or a saint basically compared to Pee Wee Herman.
well,
I mean,
yeah.
he's only touched himself in the movie theater.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
wasn't
it's
he
weird.
wasn't touching
but,
other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. What else? You want to go over anything else, or you want to wrap it up?
No, I was went over a little bit like as you were gone. Like a listener of the podcast got his purple belt, which is super cool. And I
Oh,
got
nice.
I'm gonna post the pictures on Instagram, even though I haven't used Instagram in like forever, as most of you all know. But maybe I can get back into it with these pictures because I think it's super cool that being on that journey and doing something that's super fucking hard to do. But yeah,
Wait, you got a purple belt, or one of the listeners
no,
got a
one of
purple
the
belt?
listeners did, and I was there
Oh.
for it. Yeah,
Oh shit! Cool. That's nice.
I mean, I've
No,
had mine for, I've had my purple belt for a little too long, to be honest with you. But the problem is, I say too long as far as like time goes. As far as like, do I deserve a brown belt right now? No, I don't. I don't deserve a brown belt. So I was gone for 2.5 years. I came back to doing jujitsu pretty much full time in like October or November of last year. Oh no, like September probably of last year, and then in late October, I got my Liz Frank injury, so I broke my foot and tore some tendons, so I couldn't do jiu-jitsu for a while. And then when I came back, I'm still like semi crippled, so I'm still getting used to like using my foot again, and it's still like it's definitely a hindrance. Like anything going off my right foot toe is painful, and if somebody sits on my foot or just like moves my foot the wrong way, like it fucking sucks. So,
God damn, dude,
but
that
I'm
sucks.
I'm still making progress though. Like I'm still getting better. I'm working through the injury. I mean, I've worked through injuries throughout jiu-jitsu. I mean, I tore my tendon in my wrist. I had a cervical neck sprain, but I come back and I get better. So
I remember you broke like your thumb and shit, or like even like getting like stitches and shit when you cut yourself with the
oh,
sword.
with a sword, yeah, I was just stitches. That was
Yeah.
okay. That was I don't count that as like a jiu-jitsu injury. That one didn't even stop my jiu-jitsu. It was just like it's a cut. I
Yeah.
just covered my hand up and I can still do stuff. So,
But yeah,
other than
I know that when you broke when you broke your fracture your thumb or whatever, like you still was out there. You like fight motherfuckers with one arm.
yeah, that's what I said. It wasn't when I had it was wrist surgery. My wrist surgery, I would just do it with one arm, but my foot thing though I couldn't because it was like legit broken. Like I couldn't really get on the mats. So, and even then, like when it was still healing, when it was still broken, I got on the mats eventually. So
Yeah.
I would just sit a lot. So wouldn't do any stand up. But now I can like
practice.
jog on it again a little bit. So it's nice. And it's also what's really cool is that my daughter is still doing it. She has
Yeah,
2 stripes now as a white belt, and we
I
got
was about to ask you about that.
yeah, I got a stripe on my purple belt the same day that that Lando got his purple belt. So I'm making
What's
progress.
the what's the color ranking for jiu-jitsu? Because I know it's like karate is like white, yellow, green. Is it purple, then brown, then black?
I
I
don't know
think
off
that's how it
God.
goes.
And for an adult in jiu-jitsu, it's white, brown. I'm sorry, white, blue, purple, brown, black. Jesus Christ! And then after that, there's like 2 other ones that I'm too old. I'll be too old to get. So there's like technically there's a coral belt and a red belt, but that has to do with like how much time you've been doing jiu-jitsu. Which I started in my 30s, so I probably won't. I mean, I could probably get it in like my 70s maybe, but that's some guys are still rolling that old. So yeah,
Man, more
maybe that'll
power
be
to
me.
you.
Probably not.
Hey, it'll keep you young
No,
with
definitely not.
arthritis.
Yeah, I feel that's the weird thing because I already know I have arthritis like in my feet and probably my hands too, and I can feel it, and that's fucking weird. That's how I know like I'm getting old. It's like feeling the arthritis,
Yeah,
and
that was fucking great.
it doesn't feel good, younger people.
It does.
It doesn't feel good.
I know, like earlier today when I was with my son, I was sitting Indian style or crisscross applesauce, is what they call it now. But basically, it's when you sit down with your legs crossed, folded or whatever. And goddamn, dude, my legs started to hurt like nobody's business. I'm like I remember as a kid, like this is what they would have you do. Like you would sit all day in class, sit in this style. But as an adult, it's like, yeah, man, I can't do this. I can maybe do like maybe 3 minutes, but that's about it. But
Hold on. It's funny that you said that because that's actually like my first injury in the Marine Corps was because of that. Because like you had to sit I think it's left over right. And like the first time I met my drill instructors, we were sitting there and they were like, doing their whole spiel for like a fucking hour. And every time I sit like that, like it cuts off circulation in like my right leg, like within like 5 fucking minutes.
yeah,
And so, well, then now I can sit like that for longer. But so we had to run and get online. It's basically you have to run and get like stand in front of like your rack, your bed. And so as I got up to go run, and then I heard a pop, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I looked down, and it was a constant pop, pop, pop. As I was running, and I looked down, and my foot is like totally underneath my leg, and I can't feel it because like I cut off all the circulation. I'm just like, "Well, fuck, I can't feel it, so maybe I'll be okay." I get to where I'm supposed to be, and I'm standing there, and all the blood starts coming back, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like something's really wrong here."
oh
And
shit, dude,
yeah, my ankle was like totally fucked from like the get go.
just from sitting crisscross applesauce
Yeah, yeah.
or sitting Native American style.
That's how people. The weird thing is that that's how like a lot of other like ethnic groups sit. So
Yeah, it's true.
I think when they say
Yeah.
Indian style, they're actually talking about Indians, not like from India, because that's how they sit more than probably Native Americans do. I'm
I wonder-
assuming, but I know Indians from India sit like that a lot.
Well, I know like there's like the Asian squat. That's a thing that I can't fucking do.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So
either.
basically,
Yeah.
so basically what that is like when you go to squat, like most people, like you'll end up on your tippy toes. So when you say you're squatting down, like to take a shit on the ground or something like that. So I think of. But like say you're squatting down, like if you're in your tippy toes, like that's not the Asian style. Like Asian people, their feet are flat on the ground
Heels are
while
on the
they're
ground,
squatting.
So,
Yeah, their heels are on the ground.
I can do it with effort. So if my legs are a little wide and I like squat really hard down, I can put my heels in the ground, right? But it's like it's not comfortable, and I don't want to be there. So, but what a lot of people that are like, especially younger people, are a lot of Asians, not all Asians, but they can effortlessly go into that squat, and like with their knees close together, and have both of their heels on the ground, and squat all the way down with like their heels are like basically touching their butts.
Yeah, it's crazy. The Swedish can do it, but I can't. She's not even Asian. I'm like, what the hell? You're not even Asian. How can you do this? But
Well,
you can't work on it.
Yeah, you can.
You can't
It's
work.
just-
It's like a almost like a yoga thing you can do where you can actually build up or loosen that tendon so you're able to actually have your feet flat on the ground.
Yeah, it's just the hip and it's hips and your calves and your hamstrings. It's all connected. It's like all that shit gets tight, and especially for like you're sitting all day, which is like what both me and you do. We're not designed to sit in a chair all day. This is not healthy. It's comfortable, but it's not healthy.
Yeah.
And I'll
Where
keep
else do you
doing it
want to
because I
go?
don't give a fuck. Because I'm an American. That's what Americans do.
Hoorah! Oh, what is it? Fuck yeah! There you go.
America.
Fuck yeah! I haven't. I need to watch that again. It's been a while since I've seen that. I think I've probably watched it like it's like I know it's a cult classic, but I think I've only seen it like maybe once or twice.
I've seen it quite a few times. Team America World Police is what we're talking about. If you're not in the know,
Yeah,
I saw it in the theaters. Like I think like the day it came out.
yeah. I remember seeing it in theaters, but I don't think I've seen it like since that year it came out. I mean, I think I have seen it like maybe like 10 or 15 years ago, but I gotta watch that shit again. Because I know we talk about it. It comes up a lot on not a lot on podcasts, but it definitely is referenced on this podcast, especially when we talk about America.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can
Just,
wrap it up. We've been going for a while, and I do need to edit and get
yeah.
to bed. So
Actually, one quick question. So, if you didn't know, like, Kronos and Prodigy used to live out here in the stack before they moved down in SoCal to San Diego area. Sorry, if you're trying to stalk them, now you know where they're at. But but no, like here in Hayward, like I'm pretty sure it happens in other places in the world, but like motherfuckers seem to buy fireworks, like like the big expensive ones, like super early and start firing them off like 2 months in advance. Like it's
yep.
not. It's we're in June. It's not even. We're like I don't know. We're just shy of a month of being 4th of July. But why are motherfucking shootings off? Like it'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning. You just hear. It's like why? Like my dogs start barking, car alarms start going off. It's like why can't you just wait? Just wait a couple more weeks. You'll be able to shoot them off with everybody else. Why do you need to fucking like test launch these motherfuckers? And I just want to see like, do you have that problem in San Diego right now? Like, full
No,
shooting off fireworks?
I've heard literally one firework I've heard so far. That's it.
Dude,
I'm like, go ahead.
I was out for my like evening run once, and one went off, and it was so loud and big, I could feel the heat from it. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that's how close nearby it was, but it was like, why are people shooting these off? And I feel like having a kid now makes it even worse because it's like, oh god, they're gonna wake up my fucking kid. He's gonna come out here, and I gotta like try to pin him back down. And, like, da, da, da. It's like, wow. I almost want to be like I'm for banning fireworks.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's like super fucking annoying. Or at least somehow like I like fireworks. We gotta figure out a way to regulate. Like there should be like a designated area in every city where fools can just go at it. You know, it's the city just pays for cleanup. Everybody just just go at it. Like it could be like in a school parking lot or like a mall or something like this. Just some
places,
place where
yeah, some places do that. Obviously, it's supposed to be on the 4th of July, but people just they want to be just assholes and just do them all the time. It's just like they just do it on one day. Like this, they don't understand how much it disrupts people that have like post traumatic stress. So like for me, like it really gets to me. Like because I was at a place where it's fucking getting bombed like pretty frequently. That's why I sleep with the TV. That's why I used to sleep with the TV on like all the time. I still prefer to, and so I couldn't hear anything else because like hearing shit fucking in the background, just boom boom and fucking shots and shit, it fucking gets to you, and it's hard to to discern to my fucking stupid brain that it's not a mortar, it's just some asshole with a firework. So and it's same thing with like it messes with dogs too, it messes with kids. I don't think it's too much to ask to just keep it to one day, but apparently it is.
yeah,
So
like
yeah.
literally while you were talking, one went off in the background. I was fucking like almost damn near perfect timing. Like I don't know, it's just a fucking pet peeve. Like, and another one is I know this is cultural, but like for like Chinese New Year's, I haven't experienced that much in a while, or experienced that in a while, like since living up here in the kind of in the East Bay. But like when I lived down in San Jose, like Chinese New Year's midnight, just fireworks just going off just all fucking night long, and it's like, oh god, just why? Just do it in the fucking daytime. I know it's like New Year's and all that stuff, but like, come on, man. Like, you got to be kind of respectful for other people. But it's hard too because it's like a cultural thing, so I don't want to be sensitive to a culture, but like still on daytime. I mean, they probably say that shit for New Year's for
As
American
one
kids.
day, long as it's just one day.
Yeah, that's true.
That way I can get extra drunk or do something else. Keep the
Celebrate with you.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. We can go ahead. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
All right. So for me, I'm looking forward to going to San Diego Comic Con. So you will see me and Prodigy there next month. So yeah, I look forward to going again. Hopefully, I can take some really cool footage and get some interviews and stuff, and just enjoy it. I like because I haven't been in like what 4 years now. So, and the last time I went, it was rather enjoyable. I got to do a lot of really cool things. I got to see the boys when before it was really cool because it was just nobody really knew what the fuck it was. And then I
No.
got to see like I got the screener for two of them, and yeah, I got to watch it with like celebrities and shit. And I thought it was like one of the coolest things ever. And I was on the red carpet, and that was dope. So hopefully I can do something like that cool again. Amazon's been very kind to us. So yeah,
Hopefully Prodigy will remember how to get into Hall H as press, because when I went with him, like he's like we there's like a literally like a random door, and I was like, hey, let's just go through this door and like try to cut through the line or whatever, and it turned out to be like press interest for Hall H. You didn't get a seat. You got to sit like out in the front, but it was like pretty fucking dope though.
yeah,
So there's definitely press interest for Hall H.
yeah. You got just to be in the press pit. Yeah, you got to stand, but it's like I don't care. You can like
Yeah, right.
you're like right
right
there.
there in front. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did San Diego Comic Con. Like, I had a lot. I mean, it was fun, but also it was stressful and like just fucking packed. Like, there were so many goddamn people. Like, even having press status didn't really help for like some of the shit I wanted to check out. But like, yeah, I did. I actually got to meet like the cast of the Gifted. I got to meet also for what was it called, Cloak and Dagger. Like, I got to interview those guys, and as well as the team of Voltron, like Netflix Voltron. Like, I got to interview those. Or what was that? Might have been WonderCon. Oh man, this shit's starting to blend together. But yeah, San Diego Comic Con, it definitely was a lot of fun. And if you can't pay to get in, there's also a lot of stuff that happens on the outside.
Oh yeah, yeah, and also downtown San Diego. Just I mean, if you want to just hang out there during that time, downtown San Diego is pretty nice, and especially during that time, they're gonna clean it up. And not that it's dirty or anything right now, but there's like plenty of restaurants to go to. They have restaurants that have a bunch of events to go to. There's after parties and shit like that. You get to still see people like cosplaying and stuff, and you'll still see like random celebrities on the street. Like I remember Orlando, not Bloom, the other guy, the black guy.
Orlando Jones.
Orlando Jones. Yeah, we randomly he was leading some random fucking like marching band.
Yeah.
And doing like what do you call it? It was like a quiz show in the middle of the street. It was totally random. So yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
just hang out at downtown San Diego during Comic Con, and you'll still see cool stuff. You might see me. I'm not that cool, but I'm cool enough.
I tell people I'm cool.
Yeah. All right, Blue. What do you got?
This weekend. Oh, this weekend's Father's Day. Sunday
It
is
is.
Father's Day. Yeah.
I'm
So
working.
one of my friends, he's doing a little barbecue at his house, so I'm gonna go check that out. My friend, I want to say Art because, but look, little side story. So we were at a bachelor party, and we all came up with like nicknames, and like his nickname was Art, and like I was talking to some females, and I got them to come over, and like I was like, hey, yeah, like this is my friend Art, and the girl's like, oh, hey, what was your name again? He's like, oh, it's such and such, and like she's like, oh, that dude over there say your name was Art. It was just a funny situation. But yeah, he's doing a barbecue this weekend. Actually, I got to hang out with those guys last week. We went to this cool little steakhouse out in Pleasanton. It was pretty good. I got like a prime rib. I think I spent like 110 for like my meal with drink. It was cool just hanging out, having a couple of drinks. Then we hit up this bar called the 80s. It's called the mid 80s. And it's basically like a mid 80s bar, basically. They play like 80s music. But apparently at this time they weren't playing 80s music, they were playing like 90s and 2000s. So I was like, this isn't the right genre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? But overall, it was a lot of fun just to be able to hang out and get out of the house or whatever. Not doing too much. We went to go see my mother today, and my younger brother was in town. Shout out to the Dragon, I guess. I can't remember what his name that he goes by for the podcast.
The dragon sounds appropriate.
Yeah, it sounds very appropriate. But yeah, he was in town, so I took my little son out of daycare today and went to go see my mom. So they could see him, see how much he's grown. But dude, this kid got sick. Like right when we exit from my mom's house, he just yacked all over himself, and I was like,
Oh,
oh damn. And it's my mom doesn't live close by. She's like a good hour and a half, hour 45 minutes away. So yeah, and I packed stuff for him. I brought him snacks, extra diapers, water, this and that. I forgot to pack him extra clothes.
oh
Like
no.
so he sat in his cute clothes for a little bit, and then eventually I took off his clothes and like I tried to give him my shirt to wear, like my t-shirt to wear. And he was like, no, dude, this isn't me. He's like, kept fighting it. But he just kind of hung out in his diaper for a little bit. But now that it's he's just continuing to grow, learn, like he's talking, like he having full on conversations with me. He's doing potty training now too, so that's kind of cool. I said when he poops, he gets afraid. Like he'll go to try to poop and be like, not that he won't clench up, but he'll stand up, which means that the poop isn't going into the toilet; it's going onto the floor. But
Oh
I don't
no.
know, it's a learning experience. I mean, to him, he probably thinks like his body, like his organs just fell out of his body, so he's like trying to get it back in there or something like that. But other than that, just chilling. Hopefully have fun for Father's Day. But that's better for me.
All right, you can find us everywhere. iTunes, Stitcher,
Player
SoundCloud,
FM,
Spotify, yeah, Player FM. We're everywhere.
even
Um,
Alexa knows who we are.
she does.
She
You
does.
can go to benhabproductions.com/Be Them BTI. That's our website. You can find us on Twitter at Be Them BTI, on YouTube at Black on the Black Times Infinity.
Infinity.
We're on Twitch, so you can look up Be Them BTI on Twitch. You can watch mostly Oat Ninja play games. Maybe someday I'll get on there on my days off. Maybe, not a promise. Yeah, I think that's it. We're out there.